I think when things happen personally to you, when you have a personal connection to something or someone,
I think when things happen by and by to you, when you have a special interaction to a person or thing you take it somewhat more serious, it's hard. It's difficult to let that go so. I'm dealing with that not Gabrielle association, losing Dwayne Swim the same way she purportedly got him conning word on the road, is that Gabrielle got Dwayne with another person. And the truly chaotic part is that this another person was supposedly a man. Yet that is not every one of the canines are saying Dwayne is frantic, that Gabrielle is attempting to leave him since they supposedly had an understanding that they could see others. Currently, let me get straight to the point. Nothing has been authoritatively affirmed at this point anyway. A few outlets announced that Gabrielle and Dwayne's marriage is on the rocks for certain sources in any event, guaranteeing that these two are now carrying on with discreet lives well. And Jada-style young lady, how about we simply get into this mess up? And yet, when it happens to to look it in the face you know. Compose on like my girl taking a gander at me across the table, I. This is the kind of thing I really want to get things done. As needs be so, there are gossipy tidbits about a muddled circumstance between Gabrielle Association and Dwayne Swim, possibly prompting divorce. Supposedly, Dwayne has been going behind Gabrielle's back with a few unique individuals. And it's been out of control. We definitely realize he had a child on her. And she took him back, yet this time it appears Gabrielle is truly finished with him. And you all roads are saying that Gabby got Dwayne doing the terrible with a man. Now this may not be that stunning to some of you, since reports about Gabrielle and Dwayne being pleasure seekers, and Dwayne being on the DL, have been going around for a really long time. Yet how about we start all along? And what I mean when I say you lose them, how you get them, so these two initially met in 2007 when they were both dating others after she separated from Chris Howard. In 2005, Gabrielle momentarily dated Juan Dixon, yet the relationship didn't keep going long, and she continued on with the now previous New Orleans Holy People player, Darren Morhoned, years after the fact. Darren was condemned to 20 years in jail for sedating and trying four ladies, and endeavoring to Essa no less than 16 others in numerous states. Gabrielle, anyway, never freely topped on Darren's case. At any rate, Gabrielle met Dwayne, while she and Darren were as yet a thing, and around then, Dwayne was hitched to his secondary school darling, Cheyenne Funey. Now Gabrielle and Dwayne generally asserted nothing occurred between them when they initially met, yet the timetable is a little dubious. Not long after she met Dwayne, Gabrielle severed things with Darren, and afterward, only months after the fact, Dwayne chose to end his marriage with Siobhan. Obviously, this persuaded numerous to think that Dwayne and Gabrielle had been sneaking around, while he was as yet hitched. The two of them clearly denied this, with Dwayne being evident that Gabrielle had no part in his separation, except for no one truly become involved with this story, since they were attempting to save face in any case they opened up to the world about their sentiment in 2010. Only a couple of months after Dwayne's separation from Shivan was settled, yet it didn't take long for tales to begin flying about Dwayne going behind Gabrielle's back with various ladies all over Hollywood. And afterward, in mid-2013, when these bits of gossip had arrived at a limit, Dwayne and Gabrielle chose to take a period separated, asserting it was because of their bustling timetables. Yet Dwayne could never have been that occupied on the grounds that while he was on a break with Gabrielle, he had a child on her with one of his side pieces. Aza Meyer Aza brought forth Dwayne's child savior in 2014, and only weeks after the fact, Gabrielle and Dwayne declared their commitment clearly. The timetable raised a ton of eyebrows, and individuals considered how Dwayne figured out how to get somebody pregnant so rapidly after his split with Gabrielle. And afterward, the way that Gabrielle took him back, I cannot you also from where I'm standing, it appeared as though Dwayne and Aza could have had something stewing in the background from the start. Considering Dwayne's great details on treacheries, Dwayne later guaranteed he rejoined with Gabrielle prior to finding out about Aza's pregnancy. And he was terrified to tell Gabrielle on the grounds that he figured she would leave him again. Now, Gabrielle guaranteed that she was crushed after Dwayne told her that another lady was anticipating his child, yet it appeared to be that Gabby needed that ring on her finger gravely. So she chose to disregard Dwayne's tricking. In the wake of fixing things up, Dwayne and Gabrielle secured the bunch in August 2014 in Miami. Yet, honey, those swindling bits of gossip never walked out on them. It didn't take some time before bits of hearsay again sprung up that Dwayne had gone behind Gabrielle's back with Aza. In light of the fact that their way to deal with Dwayne and Aza's child savior was well odd to most definitely, they appeared to helpfully disregard his reality, while parading a picture of an ideal mixed family with Dwayne's other two children, Zia and Zia, in her 2015 meeting with individuals. Gabby expressed wedding into a group of 3 young men, and turning into a stepmother to 3 children has kind of been an expansion to how I was raised. More is always better. Everybody counts, everybody has a space. Yet see, she was alluding to Dwayne's 2 children, Zia and Zion, and his nephew Devin Morris, whom Dwayne has full guardianship of, so there was no notice of savior now. I get that perhaps Gabrielle didn't specify Xavier in light of the fact that the kid doesn't reside with Dwayne, yet I don't have a clue about it's still sort of peculiar. She said she wedded into a group of 3 young men, when Dwayne additionally had a 4th child. And a disclaimer, I'm alluding to Zia as Dwayne's child in light of the fact that in 2015, when Gabrielle did this meeting with individuals, he actually hadn't emerged as transsexual, and Gabrielle was additionally openly alluding to her as a kid. Yet we should continue on the grounds that I got much more tea to spill, so the entire circumstance got significantly more chaotic after Dwayne and Gabrielle got hitched on the grounds that, on top of bits of gossip that Dwayne had been betraying Gabrielle from the beginning, stories sprung up about Dwayne being on the DL, and Gabrielle didn't actually assist with closing down these reports since she emerged and said she eats Dwayne's basic foods. She additionally proposed that all ladies ought to get it done if they have any desire to be equivalent, and guaranteed that most men love it, yet are too frightened to even think about requesting it. He eats her butt then. At that point, does that mean she needs to eat the man's butt? Assuming that we're discussing, you realize, equivalent time. Your folks truly aren't, essentially. The ones I know aren't actually into this. That is what they say now. It doesn't matter at all to me what individuals do in their room, for however long everything is between consenting grown-ups. Yet, Gabrielle, we truly don't have to know this data. Whoever continues to ask Gabrielle and Jada pink inquiries needs to stop quickly. At any rate, the DL bits of hearsay about Dwayne took a dim turn when Puma Wright emerged and said she heard from numerous young fellows that Dwayne and Gabrielle toss these odd gatherings where old-ass men creep on young men. Now I realize Panther isn't the most dependable source, yet I don't know you all right now. Nothing would shock me about these Hollywood couples. Likewise, let me add that Dwayne's ex Siobhan asserted during their separation that Dwayne contaminated her with a sexually transmitted disease around 2007. So like I said, I'm not getting anything past these VIPs. And afterward, on top of this wreck, Gabrielle and Dwayne's marriage endured one more shot via virtual entertainment before this year, when Gabrielle uncovered that they split their bills 50-50. Despite the fact that Dwayne gets like multiple times more cash flow than she does, it's unusual to say I'm head of family, 'cause in this family, we split everything 50-50. Gabrielle likewise said that she stresses she will not have the option to help herself and her relatives in the event that her vocation goes downhill. So she fundamentally suggested that she can't rely on Dwayne to assist her out with getting apprehensive. Like, gracious God, that film didn't open, you realize. What does that mean? Do I do? Am I going to have enough to hold everyone up now? Dwayne later cases that Gabrielle pushed for this 50-50 plan, since he once offered an awful remark about it being his home. So she demanded they share all that we chose together in light of the fact that I assume I said one time we was in Miami. I expressed something about it being my home that I paid for my better half taking a gander at me. She resembled you won't ever express that to me from this point onward. When it's something that we share, thus my significant other, was like that when we moved to LA. I got half on it. You won't ever say my home from this point onward, wow. She said you can express that in field, Dwayne, additionally guaranteed this turns out impeccably for his family, and advised individuals to mind the damn business. Yet, Dwayne, how are we expected to do that when Gabrielle continues to impart your business to the world? Anio who Gabrielle and Dwayne are presently back in the titles with bits of gossip about Dwayne betraying her once more, in word on the road is that he's cheated with a man, yet Dio guarantee they got a tip about Dwayne getting comfortable with a lady, not a man in a Malibu cafe. So I get it's all hypothesis as of now in the mean time. Different sources are saying the Wade doesn't consider this cheating since he and Gabrielle have some kind of open marriage course of action, and he likes to keep it as such. Now fans have blended conclusions about this entire circumstance, and keeping in mind that a ton of them are saying this is Gabrielle's karma for engaging with a wedded man and a known miscreant. Others need to see Dwayne get his karma. One fan said, I don't feel terrible for Gabrielle. She realized how garbage he was to his most memorable spouse and watched him keep that woman's children from her, as opposed to saying something she dominated. So yet someone else added, people will in a real sense kill Gabrielle while vindicating dwyane for any bad behavior, assuming this is Gabby